Testing. Okay. Okay, you can get me right. Cool. Okay, so I'll forward you this link. It has got a bunch of ABGs. I believe there are 20 ABGs that need to be interpreted. I'll forward you the link. For now, let's just try to answer, let's say, the first 5 to 7 ABGs, and we'll see how we move from there. So again, I'll forward you this link. Let's just look at the questions. So starting from question 1, we've been given a whole scenario, but since we're just being asked to interpret the ABG, I won't focus on the scenario, just the values that we've been given. So like we previously looked at, when we're looking at ABGs, we will focus on pH. Interpreting ABGs, we focus on pH, carbon dioxide, and the bicarbonate. Other values, other things that you might be given, like oxygen and other electrolytes, in terms of interpreting the ABGs, won't be focused on. So it's the pH, the carbon dioxide, and the bicarb. So I believe repetition is the teacher of all masters. So just to relook at those normal values, we said what pH, the normal range is 7.35 to 7 7.35 to 7.45. So remember that anything that will be greater than 7.45 in this case will be alkaline, anything less than 7.35 will be acidic. Then carbon dioxide, it's the opposite. So just say 35 to 45. And this time, anything greater than 45 is acidic, anything that's less than 35 is basic. Because of carbon dioxide, when it's high, it can react with water and it will lead to the formation of carbonic acid, which is an acid, of course. And then coming to the bicarb, the normal values we said 22 to 26. So you just have to remember these values. You won't be given these values. It will be a matter of you remembering them. Okay, so we're using the tic-tac-toe method. We will say acid, normal, and basic. So in this case, the pH is 7.3. 7.3 is less than 7.35, so pH will be put in the acidic tab. Then we have our bicarbonate, which is 28. The normal range of bicarbonate is what? 22 to 26. So 28 is above that. So bicarb, we will place our bicarbonate under the basic part. And then we have carbon dioxide. I don't know how I missed that. Carbon dioxide is 68, and the normal range is what? 35 to 45. And we said anything above 45 for carbon dioxide is the opposite. It will be acidic. So carbon dioxide will fall under the acidic tab. So we have pH, we've got carbon dioxide, and they're all in the acidic aspect. So what we end up having is a respiratory acidosis. The next thing that we're supposed to look at is the compensation. Yes, there's compensation. We're seeing that the bicarbonate and the carbon dioxide are on two opposite ends. So it's under the basic part. So there we have partial compensation. So respiratory acidosis partially compensated. And that is our correct answer. Okay, we can move on to the second one. So in this one, again, you're saying we've been given different values. Remember, interpreting our ABGs, we are only interested in the pH, the carbon dioxide, and the bicarbonate. In this case, the oxygen, we won't really look at it. The electrolytes, we won't really focus on them when interpreting the ABGs. So our pH we've been given is 7.0, 7.0, which is of course less than 7.35. So the pH there is acidic. Then the next thing that we have is our carbon dioxide, which is 23. And remember what we said, anything less than 35 is basic. So carbon dioxide will appear under the basic tab. And then we have our bicarb, which is 12. And the normal range is what, 22 to 26. Anything less than 22 is acidic. So our bicarb is coming in the acidic tab. And we have that. So remember, when pH is with bicarb, it's metabolic. When pH is with carbon dioxide, it's respiratory. So in this case, what we have is a metabolic acidosis. And we have our bicarb and our carbon dioxide being at two different spectrums, two different ends of the spectrum. So we have partial compensation. So metabolic acidosis, partially compensated. Okay, on to the next one. So pH this time we've been given is 7.6. 7.6 is greater than 7.45. And remember, acidic, and that other end it will be basic. So our pH in this case is basic. It's alkaline. Oxygen, we're not interested in it, in interpreting. Our carbon dioxide is 31. Our normal range is what? 35 to 45. Anything less than 35 is basic. So carbon dioxide will appear under the basic tab. The bicarb is 25 and the normal range is 22 to 26. So it's within the normal range, so we can put our bicarb in the normal tab. So pH is with carbon dioxide. We have a respiratory. It's under the basic part, so this is a respiratory alkalosis. Then we now want to check whether there's compensation. So if carbon dioxide and bicarb are on two different ends of the spectrum, one is in the acidic tab, the other one is in the basic tab, or the other way around, we know that there's compensation. But in this case, our bicarb is in the normal tab, so this means that there is no compensation. So that's a respiratory alkalosis with no compensation, uncompensated. Okay, on to the next one, question 4. The pH we've been given is 7.45, 7.5. The normal range is that, so it's above 4.5, which is basic. Oxygen, we're not looking at it. Our carbon dioxide is 40. The normal range is 35 to 45. So carbon dioxide is under the normal tab. And our bicarb is 34. The normal range of bicarb is 22 to 26. So anything above 26 is basic. Our bicarb comes under the basic tab. So pH is with bicarbonate. This is a metabolic. So this is a metabolic alkalosis. Next thing we'll be looking for is the compensation. So our bicarb, carbon dioxide had to be on the other end of the spectrum, but in this case it's on the normal tab. It means that so looking at, we've got metabolic alkalosis with no compensation. Okay, the fifth question. Okay, so the fifth question, we have pH as 7.1, and we said pH 7.35. Anything less than 7.35 is acidic. So our pH will come under the acidic tab. Then we have our carbon dioxide as 70. Then remember that we said for carbon dioxide, anything above 45 will be acidic because carbonic acid. So carbon dioxide will be under the acidic tab. Then our bicarb is 24 and the normal range is 22 to 26. So bicarb falls under the normal tab. So pH is with carbon dioxide. This is a respiratory. So respiratory acidosis. Then is there compensation? No, bicarb is under the normal tab. If bicarb was under the basic tab, it would have been partially compensated. So this is a respiratory acidosis with no compensation. Respiratory acidosis uncompensated. Okay, I hope you are now seeing how this method is really easy. Okay, so let's look at the last one then. Oh, one more to go. So pH in this case is 7.39 and the normal range is what? 7.35 to 7.45. So pH is within normal parameters. Then we have our carbon dioxide 27, and remember what we said, anything less than 35 is basic. So the carbon dioxide is 27, in this case it is basic. Then we have our bicarbonate to be 19, and anything less than 22 is acidic. So our bicarb is coming in the acidic tab. So now we have pH being under the normal tab. So first things first, we will know that this ABG, there is full compensation. So we know that it will be fully compensated. The next thing that we need to know this is this pH falling under the acidic side or under the basic side? Which side does it line up more with? So pH normal range is 7.35 to 7.45. Let me just see if I can change to this. Okay, so okay, over there. So let's see. I think just there was fine. So our pH is 7.35 to 7.45. When we'll be looking at it under the normal aspect, it can either be in the normal range but more on the acidic side, something that I like to think of as, let me change the color. So that's something that I like to think of as normal acidic, or you can have the pH as normal basic, just depending on where it falls. So if the pH range is between 7.35 to 7.39, we will call this as normal acidic. Whilst if it ranges from 7.41 to 7.45, we will call that as normal basic. And then if the pH was just zero. So in this case, we are having pH as what? 7.39. 7.39, which falls under the acidic side. So it's normal, but then it's falling more under the acidic side. So we are seeing our pH falling together with the bicarb. So pH with bicarb is a metabolic. In this case, we have a metabolic acidosis. And because pH is within the normal range, it is fully compensated. So what we're getting is a metabolic acidosis fully compensated. So just remember the normal ranges, and it's gets a little bit straightforward from that. Okay, let's look at the last question. So the pH is 7.57, and we know that anything greater than 4.5 is basic. So our pH is under the basic tab. The carbon dioxide is 37, which is in the normal range, and our bicarb is 30, The normal range is 22 to 26. So bicarb is falling under the basic aspect. And we are seeing pHs with bicarb. This will be a metabolic. It's on the basic tab. So this is a metabolic alkalosis. And then there is no compensation. So metabolic alkalosis, uncompensated. Okay, so that's the first 7 questions. I'm sure by now you've got the gist of this. The only thing that will be worth looking at will be when pH is normal. So you have to remember, is it falling more on the acidic side? Is it normal acidic or is it normal basic? Then everything else just remains the same. I find this method to be the easiest method when it comes to interpreting ABGs, the tic-tac-toe method. So yeah, I will send you this link. You can try to answer the couple remaining questions.